始めましょうか?
Hello!
Hi, welcome to our not quite bilingual podcast.
I'm a person who is commonly known as Devmon,
And I'm also a person.
and we were two people talking about one thing.
And editing's going to be fun.
Editing is going to be wonderful. I'm sorry.
So, this is a Pokemon X and Y episode thing, even though it's the first episode, but details.
It's more like a pre-release kind of, I don't know, look over.
I mean, it's not quite like we are, you know, trying to cash in on anything or try to, like, gain popularity with our YouTube channel. Well, my YouTube channel, I guess.
We are not payday using Miltanks.
And we are also not that popular, but whatever. We don't really care. People want to
Nope.
listen to this if they want to, and if they don't, they can turn off the thing right now.
I just want to put my theories and ideas out there and just let you know what I think.
And me too. So, spoiler warning in case you're still listening to this somehow. In which case, the spoilers will be coming in 3, 2, 1. Snape kills Dumbledore!
Oh no! Poor Snape. He killed Dumbledore.
Darth Vader's Luke's father!
Oh no! Luke father.
This joke is going on way too longer than it should.
And Pokemon X kills Pokemon Y.
Cubey! Okay, we're done.
Cubone. Alright. So Pokemon X and Y are the sixth generation of the Pokemon series, and they are coming out within, well, actually a couple of days.
Some people already have copies of it, and some places are releasing the game early, like Mudquaza, also known as Alex, is possibly getting the game tomorrow because a store near him is selling it on the 11th, which it is the 11th there now, but they don't open until 9 a.m., so he's hoping he'll get a copy tomorrow.
That is crazy shenanigans.
Whereas I'm hoping to get my copy on Saturday.
And I myself am actually going to a midnight release. So I'll be at the video game store just with hopefully other Poke fans and just hanging out there and waiting for my copy of Pokemon Y.
I went to the midnight release of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I mean, it wasn't a bad experience, but I just don't like going out that late, personally. I like
It,
being at home
yeah.
when it's midnight.
That's usually when you go to bed.
Not if you're me.
Not if you're also me, and also a university student.
So many night owls at university.
Oh yeah, and coffee. But anyways, Pokemon X and Y. So it's going to be fun.
Yes. Let's see. I guess let's just start out with our general first impressions about
hmm
what we think it's going to be all about.
So I saw a whole bunch of stuff from X and Y over the last few months, and it looks really interesting what they've had, and I'll get into that further on. But at the moment, I say I'm excited for this because this seems to be a lot of drastic changes they're making to the whole genre of
Yeah.
games.
Which version are you getting?
I'm going to get Y myself because I want to get Spritzy.
I'm getting Y myself as well.
Why?
Came out weird. Why?
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 Okay,
Not X.
that's enough. So, I bought a 3DS XL for this game.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I got the blue Pokemon X and Y one, which, gotta say, compared to the normal 3DS, way better, way more better built, if that's even proper English, and just overall a better feeling, better fitting, and everything else system.
That's good.
Like, there's honestly no reason besides cost to get a regular 3DS.
How are the screens? Are they larger and...
They are way larger.
Oh,
They're like... I was playing 3DS games on that tiny thing. I had to squint to see what I was doing.
yeah, I've got a 3DS myself, and I bought it the first week it came out, so I paid the extra amount of money.
Me too, because my original 3DS I bought the day that the system was first released,
Yep.
and I did not get my money back for that with the selling I did of it.
Oh well. I don't regret the decision, though, because I got a whole bunch of cool NES and SNES games off that.
Me too. You mean GBA?
Oh yeah, GBA.
I know Yoshi's Island was a Super NES game, but
It
let's be
was.
honest. It's the
Wish
GBA
I'd...
version.
Yeah, it is.
And I gotta say, the only complaint I have about this 3DS XL is just the fact that the plastic on the outside is not matte.
Oh, so it's like Lost?
Yeah, but it's not too bad. I
Okay.
mean, it's You'd think it'd be worse, but I've played a few games on this, not too much because I'm just not too into playing this that often because I really don't have a lot of time and I
Oh
prefer
yeah.
playing stuff on my computer.
Yep.
So this is going to be my game to play while I'm at university.
That's going to be my game to play university because my game for summer was Animal Crossing, so I'll be glad to play this instead.
But I'm not going to have a whole lot of downtime. Mostly on Fridays when I'll be able to play this on campus. But
Oh yeah.
we'll see.
Oh, you know what? You know what's the best thing about this weekend? It's Canadian Thanksgiving weekend and Pokemon weekend.
Oh yes, Canadian Thanksgiving.
The holiday. Oh, well, no, it's Thanksgiving.
That's
Partake in.
on the 14th, right?
Yep, on the Monday, but I've got Friday off just because there's new policies. Like, oh, we want to give you an extra day. I'm like, okay.
Cool. Most places here give you quite a few days off for Thanksgiving in the US, but for some reason our Thanksgiving is running a bit late this year.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
It's on the last week of November, which is
Wow.
rare.
That's like less than a month away from Christmas.
More than a month away.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like, it's on the
Oh,
28th, and that's after the 25th, so, yeah.
yeah. So it's less than a month.
hmm And, as far as days off go, I had Monday and Tuesday off this week for fall break.
Oh,
But
nice.
that doesn't help me with my Pokemon fix.
No, it doesn't. I
It
need.
did help me with my Terraria fix, though.
That's good. I played some Terraria as well, but that's not what we're talking about.
It is not.
Nope. So
So
Pokemon
let's
X
get
and
into
Y.
the actual X and Y stuff while we babble on about unimportant stuff like life and university and
Yeah,
such.
those are things people don't care about.
What are your hopes for these games? What do you want them to bring to the table?
Well, I was hoping, I don't know. I liked some of the changes that they made with like the fairy type, so I was hoping that they'd be a little bit more type rebalancing. There's some things I didn't get, like I was hoping water would be weak to poison,
Me too.
but that's not the case. But there's a lot of different interesting changes they have made, and one of my biggest wishes of the game was actually though that the Firestar wasn't going to be firefighting, and they did something opposite to that, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, they went with fighting fire.
Fire Psychic. Was it
Yes.
Dilfox?
Yep,
Dilfox.
Delphox. First
Like Dil.
spoiler of the podcast.
Oh, you're welcome, because Delfino Plaza.
Despite the other spoilers, but yeah, details.
Yep. Delfino Plaza. I mean Delphox. I'll be straight
Super
with
Mario Sunshine was a pretty great game. Just
It
putting out
was.
there.
So, I was hoping the stars would be good, and from what I've seen, all three stages of all three stars actually look really nice. And
I'm still kind of disgruntled about the final Froakie starter, Greninja.
with the tongue scarf.
Yeah, that just strikes me as really weird design.
I got used to it, and I was hoping there'd be more bubbles involved with the design, but at the end of the day, I just accepted it and treated it as like having an Exceligor around its neck.
I accept it, it's just... it's weird. It's like the
It is.
strangest thing you could possibly pick.
What you would use its tongue for like attacks, not as a fashion statement?
So, does this mean that Lickitung and Licky Licky no longer hold the record for longest tongues in the game?
Depends on the size of Greninja, to be honest.
Depends on the size of its Pokedex, to be honest.
Yep, that too.
Mhm.
So other wishes I had, I was hoping to see a lot of new interesting Pokemon with a lot of interesting type combinations. So I heard a rumor about a Rock Fairy type, so that sounds really
Yes.
nice. I'm not sure if
That
it's
does
true or
sound
not.
pretty cool.
And then there was the fossil, the Ice Rock fossil, that's just really cool, and the Rock Dragon fossil, which are really new types that haven't been explored at all.
And I'm definitely using the Rock Dragon guy.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm not sure which one I would use.
And I'm going to go with Chespin for my starter.
Okay.
I was kind of hesitant at first after I saw Quilladin, but I got over it.
Yeah.
And then once I saw Chestnut, I pretty much made my decision final.
Yeah, people don't like his design, but you know what? I really like his design.
I like his design, and I generally go with grass anyway, so it doesn't really affect me a whole lot.
I always start with the water stars, so that's my decision. Otherwise, I'd probably go for the for Chespin.
Yeah. I mean, I like all the starters, and every Pokemon that I've seen has been pretty well designed. Some of the Mega Evolutions look kind of goofy, but other than
They
that...
do. Some of them look goofy, some of them look really nice. Depends on which one you're talking about.
Yep. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and give our thoughts about some of the new pokes? Any surprises that we've seen?
There's some Pokemon that I kind of figured what would happen, like, Vivillon, in that sort of butterfly line they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
That comes up very often, Silcoon, Beautifly, Butterfree, Caterpie, that sort
I
of
was kind of
deal.
hoping they would do something different though, because like with Fletchling and Helioptile, they were at least different types.
Yeah, flying normal and oh, sorry, flying fire. Sorry, not flying normal because that's absolute garbage. And electric normal.
And like I just kind of assumed that Villian would be not bug
Bug
flying, but
flying, yeah.
it is. I mean, they could have gone with I don't
Bug
know,
fairy.
bug fairy.
Yeah, bug fairy would have been really nice.
I mean, that's. But hey, it's their game, so
They're allowed to do what they want, and that's okay because they've had other type of combinations explored, and that's what I really wanted. A lot of the new Pokemon, people have probably criticized them for their looks, but you know what? I haven't found one that I don't like so far.
hmm the odd thing about Delphox, though, is like I didn't even notice it had a wand from the first leaked pictures of it.
Oh no?
It has a wand according to its official art.
I know Braixen has a wand because it's stuck on its tail. It looks like a little broom, but
hmm
I didn't really see one on Delphox.
Yeah, I think this picture might be fake then. This one
Mm,
that was in game.
maybe.
Because looking at the art of it on Cerebi, it doesn't quite. Well, not Cerebi, but
Un
whatever, Bulbapedia.
unconfirmed source location.
Yes, unconfirmed source location. It didn't quite look like the in-game picture that we have seen.
Yeah. I will say that they've done some really nice things with the new fairy Pokemon. A lot of them look really interesting. I'm especially proud of Swirlix because Swirlix looks really, really cool. It's got its tongue hanging out. It's like a thing of cotton candy.
hmm the thing that I didn't get about that at first was why is it a fairy type if it's cotton candy? And then I remembered that fairy floss is
Yeah,
another name for cotton candy,
which I thought was really brilliant.
and I couldn't believe I didn't see it coming.
Also, depending on size, it could be contender for the largest tongue size in the game.
Maybe.
Although Wailord probably has that down still.
I don't know. Um, let's see. It'd be nice if we had the proper dex numbers, but I've been trying not to spoil everything for myself.
I have been trying to keep it as fresh as possible. I see things from time to time, so it goes. So it
Most of what
goes.
I've seen has been accidental spoilers because honestly, you go on a website like Imgur expecting to see cute cats and stuff, and then suddenly, oh look, it's a new Pokemon.
Yep. So I got spoiled to some of the Pokemon I didn't want to see yet. So I saw the evolution of Spritzy, I believe. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I
At
was
least
hoping.
that one was officially revealed by Nintendo, so
Yeah,
it kind of works out.
unlike some of them, like was it Pyroar, which was unofficially released by IGN early,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh, well, sorry, that's my bad.
Didn't mean it.
Yeah, well, I guess take it.
JK LOL.
It's actually not a new Pokemon. It's actually a new Digimon. It has nothing to do with Litleo.
Just so we don't get misguided with our talking about
Conversation.
Pokemon in order. I'm just going to go with the list on here
Yeah, go ahead.
from Goldpedia. Um, we forgot to mention the final typings for the other two starters as well.
Oh yeah, the other two typing. So there's Grass Fighting, which is just like Breloom, and there's Water Dark, which is just like Sharpedo. But there aren't very many of those types, anyways. I think the only other ones are like what Crawdaunt and Virizion, the phone company, a Musketeer.
Yep, that's the case.
Yeah, so they have that's a type that's not been explored so much. So I'm really glad the third final starter is not for water isn't water ground because I love water ground, but as soon as water ground was explored, they did a little bit too much. I don't think that they needed Whiscash or Whiscash,
Seismitoad.
Seismitoad. That could have been like another water poison.
I do like Seismitoad though.
It is a cool Pokemon. I just
Such is life.
it is good typing, just used a little bit too often.
I think it's interesting that every single Pokemon from this generation for starters, like, they gain another type that completely screws over the one they're already good against.
Yeah, so it's like rock, paper, scissors, but at the same time you've got two hands, so you're holding the other one to counter the other thing. So it's like rock, paper, scissors, but you're playing with two hands at the same time.
It's interesting that they went that route, but a lot of people were expecting Chessman to be grass dark and
And Froakie to be
Greninja to
yeah.
be water fighting.
Oh, there's so many water fights. Like, oh, it's going to be another Politoed, Poliwrath. I
There's
mean,
only like two that I can think of: Poliwrath and Keldeo.
Kelodio, Colorado.
But at least with starter talk, Delphox, Fire Psychic, that's interesting. Even though Victini
Well, Victini's a
and
legendary.
Darmanitan did it, but
Yep. At the same time, I'm not sure if Victini's actually going to keep that typing. I'm wondering if they're going to change the typing of those Pokemon to like a fairy. So, like shoot, Celebi. I'm imagining what if they changed it to Grass Fairy and
that
Mew.
would be interesting. I heard a rumor that Granbull's pure fairy now, but I don't know if that's actually the case.
I don't think it is. I think it's actually normal fairy,
Hmm.
or because Snubble's normal fairy.
Huh.
And if it's not, then that's okay.
I guess I might have just read it wrong. Who knows? Because people were anticipating potentially Blissey becoming normal fairy, and that
Yep.
would give it a ridiculous buff.
No weakness to fighting.
Yeah.
No
That,
resistance to
and it
dragon.
would only have one weakness.
What would that weakness be again?
Um,
No, poison and steel.
oh yeah, Poison and Steel, yeah. And there's not
Yep.
that many strong physical moves that are accurate with those.
Poison jab, iron head,
I was
meteor
thinking more
mash.
along the lines of Gunk Shot and
Oh, yeah, gunk shot.
Iron Tail, I guess, is the strongest that is not exclusive.
I suppose so, but no one really uses Iron Tail because Iron Head is a lot better.
And most people didn't use steel moves because they weren't exactly the most.
They don't have a lot of type coverage, and the fact Steel's a really good defensive type. They kind of switched around, actually, kind of like that. Steel's gained another a type it's good against, but lost a couple typings it's good against.
I'm okay with the type changes because it does bring a lot of fresh stuff to the metagame.
Yeah,
So there's that. Although I still wish that they would have made water weak to poison.
yeah, I think that would have been a nice change. Water Ground would be like basically unchanged. It just wouldn't resist the poison, so its only weakness would be grass still. But a lot of other water Pokemon would still have that weakness to poison, which would give a lot more value to poison types.
It's just the fact that poison is basically going back to the Gen 1 roots where it was super effective against bug, but now it's super
Yeah.
effective against fairy, so now it only has two types it's good against.
Yeah,
But that still puts it at a disadvantage compared to most other types.
yeah, and defensively speaking, it's not bad, but the weakness to ground is a huge crippling impact unless you're like wheezing.
Or Gengar.
Yeah.
And speaking of Gen 1 Pokemon, Eevee's new evolution, Sylveon.
Oh yeah, very type. I'm still not sure how it evolves.
They've found out that it's through Pokemonami happiness.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems kind of weird that it has three evolutions based on happiness, but this is
But they're
specifically
types.
Pokemonami happiness, so...
Okay. So if you basically make it a glutton, he'll evolve into the fairy type.
Yep. Bunch of sweets and cakes and stuff, just like all magical girls would love to eat.
Exactly. I was thinking it would be that. I was hoping it wouldn't be tied to the Pokemon box, and I got that wish.
I was thinking it might be an item like fairy dust or something, I don't know.
Fairy Stone.
The rumored stats for it, as based by Smogon with 70% certainty,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically Umbreon, but it actually has an attacking stat. Special
Okay.
attack.
Well,
Its defense
that's
and special attack are switched compared to Umbreon.
okay.
So it's slow and it's
Special.
bulky. And special. Hey, I just got a email on my school email account. Cool.
Oh, nice. So about the new Pokemon.
Sylveon was what we were talking about.
Oh yes, Sylveon. Some people are saying there's another evolution for Eevee this generation. I don't believe them, but it makes sense with the two, or the two.
It
Yeah,
hasn't been confirmed, but it also hasn't really been denied because I don't think anybody's accessed the ROM yet.
yeah.
People
whole
have been
point-
trying to dump it, but I
Oh,
don't think anybody's actually done that yet. Or at
Hmm.
least they haven't found the data yet.
Yeah. And the whole point of Sylveon was to basically tease at the fairy type.
Yep. The cute charm for an ability kind of stinks, but
Cute Charm is really, really bad.
we don't know if there's going to be like a Dream World thing for it either. So
That's true.
because Dream World's apparently coming back, but
Which would potentially give it the ability to have an ability that's not Fairy Charm, or sorry, Cute Charm.
yes,
I imagine it might, if it did get an ability, maybe something along the lines like Xerneas's special ability, Fairy Aura.
maybe, but we'll have to see. There
Because
could be a lot of types and I mean a lot of abilities in the game that haven't been associated to anything yet because they're Dream World abilities like in the previous games.
as long as it doesn't get like normalized or something like that.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Oh, it's cute. It's pink, and it
We don't
probably
need stab.
you don't need to attack with your same type attack bonus moves. Good luck. Also, ghost types.
Mm-hmm. Next on the list is Pancham,
Oh, Pancham. I like Pancham. Isn't
and
it
we're
dark
just gonna
fighting?
lump it together with
Pangoro.
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 They are fighting dark, as at least the final evolution is. But
Yep. Just like Scrafty and Scraggy.
yep, it's kind of a shame that it's not similar. But I mean, it's a shame that's similar, but there's differences with it.
There are significant differences between it. Scrafty happens to be pretty defensive for its type,
While
for its defensive stats. Oh, oh,
Pangoro is
oh yeah. Oh, go ahead.
rumored to be quite the attacker and speedy thing, or at least
Yeah.
it's bulky or something.
I
I
think
can't
it's
remember.
probably be like a bulky physical attacker, if I had to take a guess.
It could potentially be OU for a little while, but I don't see it staying there.
I don't see
Maybe.
it going up at all, just because of fairy typing being super effective against both dark and fighting, giving it a 4 times weakness to probably what's going to become a calmish type attack.
Hmm. He gets Iron Fist and Mold Breaker.
Ooh, those are both good abilities, especially Mold Breaker if you want to hit Levitators with Earthquake.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that would benefit from Mold Breaker with its two types.
Uh,
I guess maybe that
Shedinja?
Justify ability.
If you want to hit Shedinja with a fighting type move?
Yeah. And then there's the ability to hit things like, I'll actually no. But Iron Fist could also come in handy with depending on its attacking moves. So.
I'm going to bet it gets Drain Punch and Sucker Punch. But Sucker Punch
mean-
doesn't run off Iron Fist, unfortunately, just because it's Sneak Attack in Japanese, I believe.
Yeah. I do believe it is called something like that anyway.
Something to that degree. But Drain
It
Punch still
definitely
practically
is
punches with
not
the
a punch
tutor.
in Japanese. So
Yep.
yeah.
Oh well.
Maybe it'll get a Dream World ability that just powers up other moves, who knows.
I'm going to take a guess that its Dream World ability, if it gets one, might be something similar to either Adaptability or even No Guard, because No Guard seems to be a popular one with Mold Breaker and Iron Fist.
Good point. I didn't think about it like that. But it seems like he could be pretty good in the metagame.
I think he has a lot of potential.
I don't know if I'm going to use one or not.
In your in-game team or in competitive?
In-game team.
Okay.
I think we should talk about in-game stuff as well, but, you know.
Well, yeah.
As far as fighting types go, I got that covered with the Chespin, so...
Yeah, so you're good. Unless you really need like a dark type, because there's not too... Well, actually, no, there's Malamar.
There's a lot of Pokemon in the decks. That's all I know.
Are there? Oh.
There's like over 400 pre-national decks.
Oh, so they're probably bringing up a whole bunch of the old ones just to give a little bit more variety.
Yeah, I kind of wish they hadn't done it like that, but I'm one of the weirdos because apparently a lot of people didn't like Black and White for that, even though
Oh, I liked
don't
Black
like
and White
Black 2,
for
White 2.
Black 2, White 2, I was kind of sad because I just defaulted to using Crobat. Because it's just like, it's a lot better than all the new Pokemon.
I'll just put it this way, Black 2, White 2 are the only games I hadn't finished.
Oh yeah, I finished it and I actually really enjoyed it because I got the ability to use the Plaza to my advantage for training.
Well,
But that's
when the games came out, I wasn't terribly excited, even though I bought it the day it came out. But Mm, I'm more excited for X and Y.
X and Y is going to be more of a fresh face. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a lot more interesting. Black and White and Black and White 2, they were fresh. They brought new things and they were really cool, but I felt like a lot of it just didn't sit well with me. I'm
Hmm.
not sure why. That's probably because I tried to use Kling Clang and like Garbodor, and they did like, oh, you have no moves. Like, oh,
Yeah, they tend to do that a lot with new Pokemon. Maybe they'll get fixed in X and Y.
I hope so.
I know that they got a couple of buffs in Black 2, White 2.
Cool. Well, yeah, they did.
So, Fletchling.
Fletchling, I'm excited for. I didn't. They haven't really officially revealed the second form, as far as I'm aware. But
Yep.
there's Talonflame and Fletchling, and they're part of this Fire-flying family. So it's kind of like Charizard or Moltres. I actually really like the combination, and as an early bird Pokemon, I like it a lot more than a normal flying. I feel that expressed more creativity over that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use one though, because I don't typically use the first bird thing in the area. Although I did end up using Pidove and some Nuzlocke, and it was pretty good in Black 2, White 2, and White
Yeah,
and
it
Black.
does a decent job. It just doesn't have the stats late game.
It did tank a lot of hits though, which was good because it was
hmm
pretty bulky.
I used Feather Dance and Roost.
I mostly used Return and Fly, which helped a lot. It was kind of the thing that put the team on its back a lot of
Uh,
times. It was one of the things that lasted the longest in my run.
I was hoping that they'd introduce something that wouldn't necessarily, like something aside from Fly, that allow you to transport from place to place without having the Pokemon dedicated to flying.
Teleport?
Well, teleport. But even teleport doesn't have complete control. It's not a wide access move. It doesn't give you something useful and competitive, and all
Yeah.
those swells. It doesn't really mean anything competitive because neither does fly. But I wish it was like more of a useful move.
It'd be neat if Teleport could have acted like a secondary Protect.
Yep, that too.
But, whatever.
So Talonflame, Fletchling, I like them. They're good Pokemon designs. Typing is good. Stats are probably going to be decent. Probably something along the lines of Staraptor. They might have a
I
little bit
hope
more special
so.
attack.
I hope so.
But it seems like they're going to be pretty physical as far as they go. And I also like the idea that they're kind of based, like at least Fletchling's based kind of like on an arrow, and that they've got the arrow patterns on their tail.
I haven't noticed that, honestly. I do know that Fletchling, its eye looks like a tiny penguin.
hmm That's right. And it's kind of silly to play it like that, but yeah.
Thanks, Internet. I didn't need to unsee that.
Yep. Oh, it's just like the sorry, this is out of the blue, but Clang being Bidoof.
Yes.
Yes. You'll never
Although,
see Clang again when you look at for its Bidoof teeth, gears, and eyes.
in the Bidoof cupcake thing, but I can unsee that easily.
Yeah.
As far as Talonflame goes, I wonder if it'll have sexual dimorphism or not.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, gender-specific looks. I don't
Hmm.
want to use the biological term. People want to understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, what do you mean sexual dimorphism? You mean there's differences between males and females, like size?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another note about Talonflame is that its Japanese name uses more than 5 symbols, or
Oh,
5 katakana.
oh, does it?
Yep. It has
Oh.
6 because it has an elongated vowel at the end.
Oh, so is this potential for having increased characters for the rest of the Pokemon so we can increase our nicknames?
Well, we know that the English ones are 12 characters,
Oh, yeah,
officially.
definitely then. I wonder if they'll change for Alligator's name.
I doubt it at this point, but they've done a lot of other changes that have been strange, so it's a potential thing they could do.
Because they actually made it. Oh, look, now it's for Alligator.
Well,
That's
they
definitely.
didn't change Gyarados to Skullkraken, but that would be kind of silly, to be
That
honest.
that seems a little bit more silly than adding the extra letter for Alligator.
It would have enough room for it, though, with 12 letters, though.
Skullkraken.
That was its beta name.
That is rather silly.
But its Japanese name is Fayaro. Fayaro.
Fire.
Yep.
Like fire.
Fayaro. Fayaro. Sorry.
Sounds like.
The thing about Japanese is when you're pronouncing h, you're not supposed to put your teeth to your lip, but sometimes I forget that. So it's a ha, he, hu, he, ho,
Okay.
hu. The way that you say it is just you kind of put your teeth as close to your lip as you can to make the F sound, but you don't touch your lip.
Okay, I can see that.
Japanese doesn't really have fa hi hu he ho. It has ha hi hu he ho.
Okay.
So to get
S
the other sounds, they use a tiny a I u e o.
ah,
So for
E-I-A-O.
fayaro, it's got a
Hayaro,
tiny
okay.
a, tiny a. I mean,
Like Ayaro instead of Fi, Fi, Fofum.
and it also has the elongated vowel mark from katakana, which there you go. There's your random Japanese lesson for the day.
Wonderful. So what's next?
Pokemon you're looking forward to?
Oh, ooh, is it Spritzy?
No, it's Helioptile.
Oh yeah, Helioptiles. Oh, I saw the evolution. That looks really nice. I like the idea that it's electric normal because that hasn't been done before. It's also not an electric rodent. That's been done before a lot. And it's I like the name and also the fact that it gets a move called Parabolic Charge.
Yep, and the abilities for it are Dry Skin and Sand Force, I think?
Sandvale, I believe.
Sandvale.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't
Does
know.
it does it change from dry skin to Sandvale, or is it just
Helioptile hasn't been confirmed for its abilities yet, but I know
okay?
that its evolution can be either or that.
Okay, so that's good. I was hoping that it wouldn't just change to Sandvale because there are times I'd rather use dry skin. Like if you had a team, I'd use Sandvale. If you had a rain team, I'd use dry skin. If you had a sun team, I'd use Sandvale.
Yeah, which it could be interesting, especially if it gets thunder and such. Its
Oh
stats
yeah,
are pretty competitive looking,
are
so
they? Ooh,
it might see
ooh.
use.
That's something I might use. I'm not going to say I'm going to use it right now because I don't know what my other options are.
The thing that I thought was weird is that you can step on it in the field. Like
Oh.
one of the messages that they showed for Helioptile was the Helioptile you stepped on tacked.
Oh. Hmm.
So
So
I'd feel
something
bad
like,
for the Joltix that get stepped on.
oh God. And then you have to think, oh, I wonder how many Stunfisks I'm going to stand on. Exclamation mark. Attack.
So next on the list is Skiddo
Oh,
and
Skiddo, like,
Gogoat.
oh yeah, those were the ones being shown ridden around.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that a tiny zero point 0.9 meter goat can be ridden.
Yep. I I highly understand it, but I think the evolution line there is okay. It's nothing that I'm really interested in, but it's a good Pokemon.
My American lips feel weird saying meter.
Meter. Oh,
2
don't
foot
you mean
11
feet?
for us in the imperial system, which isn't just the United States, but
No, it's not.
still. As far as Skiddo and Go-Goat go, I'm wondering if their abilities are actually going to be useful.
I was thinking maybe chlorophyll just based on the leaves around their shoulders and the fact that they look really fast, but I could be wrong.
Well, we know that Skiddo has Sap Sipper, so I'm guessing Go-Goat has it too, but with
Oh yeah.
the nerf to, well, the buff to grass types, I don't know if it'll get that good of a use with Sap Sipper.
Oh, like say taking a powder move.
Yeah, because historically, when something has an immunity to something, it doesn't get any power ups for its ability. Like Rhydon and
Hmm.
Rhyperior have Lightning Rod,
Oh, so they don't get the boost.
but they don't get a boost because they're immune.
That's silly.
And since they're all immune to powder moves, then that means Pokemon like Heracross are going to be the only ones that actually get a boost from Sap Sipper.
Oh, that's interesting.
At least
Oh,
from most
Heracross.
moves. The
Uh,
actual attacking moves from grass types will still give you the boost.
okay, that's good to know. But the ones that inflict statuses, like say Spore or whatnot, hmm, that's an interesting change right there.
Yeah. That's one of the changes that's going to make the metagame a little more interesting, especially with Electrotypes being unable to be paralyzed now.
Yep, that is actually really cool. I like that.
So no more frustrations with stuff like that, but it also makes those Pokemon a little harder to catch because you can't status them with Paralysis, which is generally an early type that you get for that.
Hmm. Also, it means that Thunder Wave is going to be interesting to use. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Electivire, like, some of the main draws of, like, Electivire having motor drive is that it can be paralyzed.
I argued that the Electivire is actually going to get worse this gen because it can't come in on Thunder Waves.
Yep, it is going to get worse, which is hilarious. Unless they give it some decent side things.
Mega Electivire?
Well, I'm surprised they haven't shown any of that or done that. A Mega
I
Electivire.
kind of hope not, because I can't imagine it getting any worse.
You know what? Mega Jinx. There you go.
Mega Jinx.
Mega Jinx.
Hmm. So, the Scatterbug line.
Oh, you know what? I like Spewpaw. I like Spewpaw a lot. I think Scatterbug looks a little derpy, but it's a cool Pokemon. Vivillon is really cool. I like the design. I like the fact that it gets lots of different colors and stuff. But Spewpaw is my favorite in that line. I'm not sure why.
It's wearing a neat coat, and we all know since you live in Canada, coats are
Cool.
very important.
I could imagine holding a cane and just going, "Well, this is an awkward predicament."
Ouch.
I'm
My
sorry.
ears. It's
Is my-
okay, I'll
is
be
that my
sure
mic?
to make that not so painful in post. No offense.
No, it's my mic.
Ah, it's fine.
Right. So yeah, and that's about it for that line.
I think it could be good. The rumored stats on it are base 100 special attack and base 100 speed, so it could potentially one-up Butterfree.
I would agree.
And it has Compound Eyes for its ability, so if it gets Sleep Powder, then it'll definitely replace Butterfree entirely.
Well, I don't see Butterfree used anymore, so that's not a big issue for me.
Well, it's probably big for NU,
Oh
especially
yeah.
if Pavilion gets Butterfly Dance. No wait,
Oh
Quiver
yeah.
Dance.
Quiver Dance.
Sorry, I'm thinking of the stupid translation patches. Thank goodness we don't have to deal with that this time.
Oh my God, Earthquake Spiral.
Yes, Earthquake Spiral.
Oh, it's not. You don't Moxie.
Spiraling that Earthquake like it's craziness and things to do. I don't
'Cause
know.
that's what Gyarados does. That's what
Yes.
Scrafty does.
And Salamence. Okay. I think it won't make a huge splash in the metagame, and I never use bug types at the beginning except for my Nuzlocke, where I think I ended up losing my, what's that thing called? Leviani? Levani? Yeah, Levani.
Levany?
I thought it was Levani, because leaf, you know.
Okay.
Who cares? It's English Pokemon names that
Grass
have some
bug.
pronunciations. Unless they're the Japanese names, in which case, like, Raikou, which everybody gets wrong in English, because
That's obvious.
no English.
Ooh.
Raikou, totally. Alright, next up is Clauncher.
I like Clauncher. Clauncher is cool. Unfortunately, it's
I
just
do
restricted
like
to X.
Clauncher. Yeah, I mean, it does have that exclusivity, but with how many people we know getting the games, probably shouldn't
Yep.
be too hard for us to get the exclusives from the other version.
See, Clauncher and Spritzy were the big debate for me. They were the big two choices between either getting X and Y and decide to go for Spritzy, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stuff about their evolutions, but
I
haven't
have...
wanted to delve into it. Apparently, Clauncher is going to be more specially based, which
That makes
confused
sense.
me. But I guess it's cool to have a crab that's not completely physical.
Oh, hey there, Kingler. Oh, hey there, Crawdont.
Well, I guess he's not really a crab; he's more of a lobster. But details.
Rock,
But
lost.
he also stays pure water.
That is also interesting. And not
Which,
interesting at the same time.
I don't know. I think we have enough pure water types, but
We do.
eh,
At the same
this is
time, a lot of the
different
pure water
game.
types are really bad. You look at Love Disc and you just go, oh.
After 5th gen, Samurott, Simipour, Basculin, and what's it called? Alamomola.
Oh yeah, Alamomola.
Those are all
Whole
pure
face.
water from that gen, so
See, Simipour didn't really interest me. Samurott kind of lost out on me because it wasn't water fighting. And Alamomola is really cool, actually. It has Soak and Toxic and Wish Protect.
yeah, I'm just saying that with so many water types from last gen, I was hoping for less pure water types this gen, but I guess there needed to be at least one
Yeah, but at least one is fine. I
that we
mean,
know of.
That's true. They're going to use a whole bunch of old Pokemon, so I imagine we'll get a whole bunch of old water types as well. Also, I see like Tentacool around or something.
Yeah. Speaking of Tentacruel, Skrelp.
Skrelp
It's
is water poison,
exclusive to
right?
Y, and it's poison water.
Yeah, Skrelp. Actually, I really like Skrelp. It looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of Horsey, just because it's kind of like on a tail.
It's kind of based on kelp from what everybody's been saying, and I
I
haven't seen its evolution, so I don't know. I mean, I've seen, I think, a fan's interpretation of it, but I haven't seen the official thing.
okay.
And
See,
I don't
Skrelp
know
is
what
also
its
cool.
stats have to involve and its abilities, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. I wasn't crazy about the design at first, but I like it
I
now.
I really didn't like the design to start with, just because it kind of looked all brown and gross and like, oh, it looks like it's been covered in feces and doesn't deserve a spot on my team. But now that I look back at it and like water poison, it makes me a little bit happier. I kind of like the design that's grown on me, just like kelp in the sea.
Hmm, that's interesting. I wish I had more of an opinion on it, but I'm probably not going to use it.
That's okay. I probably won't use it either because I'm going to use Froakie. All your water types? No.
Next is Flabebe.
Flabebe, is that the flower fairy one?
Yep, it is.
What's the typing on that guy again?
Just plain fairy.
Oh, okay, I was hoping it'd be like grass fairy.
I don't know if its evolution changes its typing or not. I doubt it.
I was hoping that would because it'd be like, oh, it's a grass fairy type. We don't have one of those, and it's also really interesting because it'd be like a symbiosis with the flower it lives on. Isn't it also
Yeah.
it's the smallest Pokemon to date? It's
It's
Joltik.
tied with Joltik, yeah.
Okay, so that's really tiny.
It's point 0.1 meter or 4 inches.
Oh yeah, that's tiny.
That's not counting the flower.
Yeah,
So they clearly took some liberties with this Pokedex thing, and I'm going to have to assume that it's just talking about the Pokemon itself and not the
I
flower
think
with it.
so. 4 inches for a flower? That's I don't know.
I know that's like a complete thing that we should be worried about, but
Yep. Yeah, it affects my decisions in competitive on whether I want to use it because low kick and grass knot.
and due to that change, I am not buying these games. So sorry, Game Freak, just lost a sale.
uh, but anyways, I don't really have much to say about it. It's just kind of, it's not generic, but it just doesn't capture my attention. Not a bad
Its
design.
evolution looks interesting, but I
I
don't have a
have not
picture
seen
on
the
hand.
evolution.
It's weird. You would think that it would go for a different approach, but I'll just say that it looks like it's under the flower now.
Okay.
Next up is the Litleo line.
Oh, Litleo's pretty cool. When they introduced Litleo, like, oh, I had big hopes because I was hoping it'd evolve into like a normal, like a fire poisons Manticore type Pokemon.
And we got stuck with it just staying fire normal, which isn't terrible. It's
That's
better than
unique.
firefighting.
It's better than Fire Dark.
That too. I was kind of hoping that they would have a fire poison snake this gen, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
I was hoping for like Poison Steel or Poison Electric. Well, I don't think we've any of those either.
From a design standpoint, I definitely like them. I don't really much care for the female one, but I can
Oh,
see myself potentially using it since I don't have a fire type on my team
I
yet.
I
But
just laughed because the Fire type, sorry, not the Fire type, the female one, it just looks like it's still Pidgeot's hair.
yeah, that's kind of the reason I didn't like it that much. But I mean, they had to show that it was fire type in some sense, I guess.
Yeah, so it had to be in the main.
Even though in reality, I don't think Lioness have one of those.
No, they don't. They don't have mains of any form.
Yeah, it's
At least
exclusive
as
to
far
the
as
males as far as their sexual dimorphism goes.
Yep.
It's kind of weird with them because, lions are interesting to go with, especially since Kirby has a fire line of its own.
Oh, that's true. And there's been like the Mega Man from the Star Force Leo. There's also been no, actually, never mind.
Hmm.
But we also had Shinx and Luxio and Luxray.
Yeah, and hopefully these guys will be better than them. No
Yep.
offense to them, but,
But you need some moves there, Luxray. I'm sorry.
and better speed, but who
Yep.
knows, maybe there'll be a Mega one.
Well, they're doing Mega Evolutions of Pokemon that are really common in competitive, so maybe not.
Um, Yeah, who knows? But with those guys, I don't know what their abilities are or anything, so I can't really comment on it. I know they get an attack called Noble Roar,
Hmm,
which I think raises your attack and lowers your opponent's attack.
that's a neat way to do it.
And it sounds like it could be useful, but we'll have to really see.
If it had Noble Roar and if that's the effect it goes with, then I'd have to play it more in the line of a bulky tank, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. It'd be pretty situational, maybe.
It depends on its stats and whatnot. I don't know if those have been calculated for it or
I
not.
don't think they have yet, so we'll see.
Next up is Noivern,
Oh, Noivern.
which
Noivern.
does have a pre-evolution.
I have not seen the pre-evolution, but apparently people are saying it's cute.
I thought it would be 3 stages, but it's apparently Altaria again.
Oh, you know what? That's okay.
But I think it stays dragon flying the entire time, so at least it's got that going for it.
That's true, because Swablu is normal flying, and it's just like, oh, I'm just a normal flying bird. Then it evolves, and it's like, oh, now I'm dragonfly, now I'm not so useless.
If Noivern gets fly, I might use it.
I don't imagine it not getting fly. Just like I don't imagine Golett and Golurk getting fly.
Yes. But I am interested in seeing what it will be capable of after launch, because I know it's got an exclusive move as of now, that Sound Boom one.
Boomburst?
Boom Burst, yeah. Sound
See,
Boom, the technical term.
that makes me excited for Exploud, actually.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Exploud
could be a
and
good
Chatot.
move for it if it has decent enough base power and everything.
Yeah. So, I can't remember what the accuracy and the power on the Boomburst are.
I don't think they've announced it.
Okay, because it looks like it'd be a decently powerful attack, so I'm thinking that'll also go to Exploud, and Exploud would really appreciate that.
I'm
Oh, well.
thinking 110 maybe, since a lot of moves have been repowered down to that.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, but we'll get onto that later.
Okay. So,
Because we're having a totally different section for it, even though we're closing on in an hour. But hey,
yep,
these things take time.
they do. So, Noivern is awesome. I like it.
I
The
do
show.
like it, but something about it bothers me a little bit.
Is
But
it
I'm
the
pretty
ears?
sure I'll get over it. It's probably more so the fact that the graphics in game don't look that great in stills.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll appreciate the motion a bit more.
Yeah, it's one of those games that just doesn't look that great from single pictures. Looks better in motion.
Unlike, the other games in the series, which, I don't know, they look pretty okay from the singles just because they were like pixels.
Yeah, I'm still kind of bummed that they're not using sprites anymore, but what can you
Oh,
do?
well. I'm kind of happy about
Times
that.
are going on, so they gotta go on ahead, and at
They're,
least
yeah.
my hope for future Pokemon games is I hope that they keep updating the models instead of just reusing these over and over again.
Yep. Oh, just like, Pokemon Stadium 2.
That would be appreciated, especially since they're not using all the models from Stadium and Stadium 2 and all the other console games that they
And
have been using forever.
speaking of models, this is unrelated to models, but they're also introducing new sounds for like the first gen Pokemon, all the old Pokemon which had the weird sounds. So our new,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wonder if Pokemon like Charizard and Rhydon will get specific cries now due to
ooh,
that.
that'll be really interesting.
Oh, Rhyhorn, my mistake.
Well, Rhyhorn and Rhydon, I always get them mixed up.
Yeah, me too.
Just for like Rhyhorn, you think the giant drill horn, but
Mm-hmm.
Dawn because
Dawn Wand
Dawn.
Triumphant.
yep, and also not Diamond and Pearl.
Yes. Although, I gotta say that it's interesting to see them do that, because I figured they would just keep the same noises, but especially with stuff like Pikachu actually has its anime voice.
Yeah, which is really cool, actually. That's really interesting. I knew they'd do something with Pikachu because they're not going to leave it behind in 6th gen. They're going to do something special for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that Mega Pikachu or Mega Raichu.
I'm
Just
waiting for Mega
saying.
Pikachu because Raichu's just like, if you evolve using a Thunderstone, you're just gimping your chances.
Well, it's just the fact that it's still considered the mascot, even though everybody loves Arceus.
Yep. Nobody cared about Magikarp. And by that I mean nobody cared about Feebas.
Yes. At least 4chan didn't succeed in their attempt to make a Mudkip the one that was released for that event, even though I would have
Yeah,
preferred Ditto, but we eventually got Ditto.
Ditto was good.
Okay, moving on to the 6th gen Pokemon, still the Honedge line, which is a
Oh,
3-line evolution
wait,
set.
three.
Yes,
Three.
Doublade does evolve.
Oh, I thought it would evolve because I saw the pattern on Honedge. I'm like, oh, that looks like it would make the Trinity symbol. So try Edge.
Yeah. Its final form is called Agi slash, Agi slash,
Augie slash?
A-E-G-I slash,
Oh, Augie.
Augie slash maybe?
That's
I
like
don't know.
fire. Augie is fire.
Maybe, I
So
don't know, I can't remember
I,
this off the top of my head.
I would have called it try hard.
I don't know if you want me to spoil a lot of the stuff about the final form or not, because its ability is
No.
interesting.
Leave it out for me. Doublade and Honedge, they are a line I feel like I want to use for my Pokemon Y team.
Yeah, they do seem very interesting, and the Steel Ghost typing is awesome.
It is amazing. Unfortunately,
And
the nerf still just makes it weak to Ghost and Dark again.
I might put in an extra thing of just my thoughts on Agislash's ability, because it's very interesting
But you can edit that in.
in post.
Yep.
As far as they go, Eviolite was confirmed as an item in the game, so it's not like going to be an event or anything. So
Ooh, good.
Doublade with Eviolite is definitely a possibility, and No Guard is not kept upon evolution as far as I know.
Okay, so I'm thinking since it's a sword, it's probably going to get all the sword moves in the game, like Sword Stance and
I've heard it gets a
Sword.
lot of priority, so
Okay, so probably Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch.
maybe. Even though it's kind of weird for English because Nintendo decided to translate it like that, but
Yeah, that's the English translation's fault. Anyways,
very cool Pokemon. I'm going to be interested to see how they fare in competitive.
I'm interested in using it, so we'll see.
Yep. Next up is Inkay and Malamar.
Oh, they're the Pokemon that we heard a rumor about before they evolved. We had the rumor about how one Pokemon in the Dex would evolve, and as soon as we saw Inkay and Malamar, we are like, yeah, it's them. It's them. Dark Psychic type that when you flip it upside down looks like a squid, but the other one looks like a squid upside down.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of based off a vampire-looking type thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
With the cows?
It looks like it's wearing a cape and everything, but the rumored evolutionary thing for it is you hold your 3DS upside down and level it up, and it evolves.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the new evolution methods, as well as Pangoro, which is rumored to need a dark type in the party to evolve.
Some that's making me think that Pancham might just be a pure fighting type.
It is.
Okay. And then you just need the dark type to add the dark type. That's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out all this stuff for real, but from what I've heard from rumors, that might add up. People have already evolved them, obviously, but they haven't
Yeah,
given strict details. More people have just been kind of going, haha, look at me, I've already got the game.
pretty much. So Malimar and Inkay, I really like the design. Really cool way to evolve them, and also the fact that they get the really cool move Topsy Turvy, which is basically the same ability as it's the same as the ability that I can't remember right now. That's for superior. Superior and
Topsy-Turvy's a move, Contrary is the ability.
yeah, it's the contrary is the ability, but it's kind of the equivalent in move form.
I saw its stats. I don't think it'll be that that big in the metagame because it's
Are they subpar for the most part?
for the most part it doesn't seem like they'll be too threatening anyway.
Okay, so maybe not much damage, but they're really good support options, say for like doubles and triples.
I'm trying to find the rumored. Okay, here it is. Rumored stats are not too bulky and not too fast.
Oh, maybe we'll get Trick Room as well.
Well, I mean it's base 70 speed, so
That
it's
yeah,
not completely slow, but
in the meta, that's pretty
that's.
slow.
But we don't know how this meta is going to really form.
Oh, that's true. It might not be all in the fast attacking Pokemon just because of some of the changes they've done.
Especially with the changes they've done, yeah. But
Yeah.
the biggest crippling point of Malamar is the bug weakness.
Oh yeah, Dark Psychic weak to Yeah, the fairy
Since I don't see Scissor not being used next gen.
Oh, Scissor, just because it lost the Dark and Ghost thing, is still going to be useful because Bug is really good against the Dark. And Steel's still neutral against Ghost, so it's like offensively, it's not going to be really that hindered, and defensively, you can take a hit.
Well, at least Scissor will be hit more hard by Gengar if
Oh, that's
it
true.
reaches N. So
So no
I
more.
don't know. It's definitely gonna be a generation that I'm looking forward to, and Saturday can't get here fast enough.
Ironically, I don't think I think the all the changes to types that weren't fairy made a bigger impact than say the fairy type change itself.
I do like the fairy type, and I like the idea of it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I've already done a bunch of ROM hacks, as you know, of
Oh
putting
yeah,
fairy type in the older games,
I'm
and
pretty sure that's very obvious.
very obvious.
Yes.
Although the rumored strengths and weaknesses were not proven to be completely true,
Okay. Oh yeah, that's
which
right.
I guess I'm okay with.
Yeah, I have no qualms.
Next up, speaking of fairies, are Swirlix and Slurpuff.
Oh yes, Slurpuff. I
Slurpuff looks like Whismer and
Doesn't it look like a thing of flan? Or
looks like a cupcake to me with Whismer's body.
okay, because it looked like to me like the
No, wait,
ears.
it looks like Makuhita.
Yeah, Makuhita. It's the same kind of general shape. So that's one my friend is going to use, and it looks really cool. I like it. Design is good. Name's good. Good fairy type. Stats I'm not sure, but it's really cool.
Its ability is Sweet Veil.
I can't remember what that does.
Prevents the user's allies from falling asleep.
Oh yeah, that might be useful occasionally.
I don't know, it doesn't seem to prevent itself from going to sleep.
Hmm. Kind of like healer then.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer.
I'm my own ally. Ah, it's okay.
I
Prevent
don't really have
self-cap.
a whole lot of comments on it. It's exclusive to X, so I'm not going to be more than likely using it, but I'll probably take it as
Swirlix.
a Dex entry.
Yeah. Swirlix.
It'll be my
Swirlix.
favorite box Pokemon.
Okay. And after that, there's Spritzy, right?
Yep, shove it in the box and never look back.
Pretty much. Ha ha ha. Spritzy, and what's the evolution's name?
Aromatisse, I guess. I don't know.
So Aroma something.
Well, it's Aromatissc.
Aromatic or something. Um,
Aromatisse. I
when I
don't know.
didn't know what the evolution looked like, I was hoping that it'd evolve into like a flamingo that had like the plague doctor mask, like in the Black Plague, the bubonic plagues. Because I thought
Hmm.
that'd be really morbid and really cool because they'd be like dark fairy type. And then I learned that it's like,
Unfortunately, it's not.
yeah, and unfortunately it's based on like perfume, which I mean that's kind of a cool theme for like a lot of things, but I was hoping it'd be more the plague doctor route, to be honest. But you know what? Perfumes were used to combat the Black Plague, so um, seeing Spritzy I want to use. Not sure if the evolution will keep me on it.
I liked Spritzy, but its evolution looks weird, and I'm not going to use it.
It
So
just seems too fluffy or too floofy, purple, something. I don't know.
it
Something looks
looks
off.
like it stole some fur from Flareon.
Basically, I mean the design is not a bad design. It's just not my design.
Yeah, I thought that since Spritzy was all cute, it would be like it evolved and become cuter, but no.
Yep. Ah, such is not the case. Such is not the case. Oh well.
Uh,
And that one's exclusive to Y. It's the counterpart to Swirlix.
yep. And next up is Bunnelby.
Bumblebee, remind me.
It's the rabbit.
Oh, Bumblebee. I'm thinking, why am I thinking a giant bee with boxing gloves? I'm thinking
Uh,
Bumblebee.
perhaps.
Bumblebee. And then Bumblebee is supposed to get an evolution that's normal
Digger's
ground?
by.
Diggersby. It's got
Or
like box
Diggersby, I guess. I don't know.
Diggers. I guess it's Diggersby. I'm not sure. But it's got like fist ears, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's a better rabbit design than Lopunny.
Yeah, I saw a picture of Diggersby with two Lopunnies around it, and
Oh, wonderful.
mm-hmm,
We need more rabbit Pokemon then.
maybe. I can imagine a lot of people getting it and nicknaming it "What's Up, Doc," but I don't know.
Let's see. Dirty rabbit.
Things of note are its cheek pouch ability, which gives the user an HP boost when it uses a berry.
That could be potentially useful. I'm not sure where I would use that. Probably in game with like an orange berry or a citrus berry. Other than that, if I had like a Salic berry, I need a little bit more HP to tank a hit after like substituting down.
It mostly depends on whether or not Game Freak actually lets us use the pinch berries, because it took them
Oh,
about... I think we got the pinch berries last year,
yeah, we did. It took them so long to give them out.
like right near the end of the year.
You can get them black and white and black and white too. But even still, the the pinch berries are really cool and they're used for the strategies, except for like the plus special defense and the plus defense ones, because those don't really come out into play ever.
Good thing we can't transfer items.
Good thing I can't get all my leftovers from 3rd and 4th gen to 5th gen to 6th gen. Otherwise, I'd have leftovers for all my Pokemon I want to use leftovers on.
Oh well, that's
Thanks, Game
Game
Freak.
Freak for you.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want you
Make
taking
them spend millions of days and hours getting all that stuff together. Oh,
Yep.
you can't use it next game. Sorry.
Oh, if you try to cheat your way and try to get those items, we'll complain.
Mm-hmm. Like in one of the VGCs, I heard somebody got eliminated for having multiple copies of TMs because, you
Yep.
totally can't trade.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
Funnelbee and Diggersby, really cool designs. I like them. I don't think I'll use them on my team though.
I probably won't use them either. They seem kind of generic, and I don't think he changes type upon evolution. At least I haven't heard anything about evolution types.
At least
So.
ground normal is pretty cool though. Ground normal is.
Oh, it is ground normal?
Yeah, ground normal.
Because Bunnelby is only normal type.
Yeah, ground normal.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. And there's an emphasis on it getting dig and such, just kind of like Diglett got dig and such. So it's kind of that equivalent.
I never thought of it like that. But definitely a contender for being nicknamed What's Up, Doc.
Exactly. Right. What's on the list there?
Next is Dedenne.
Dedenne. The I thought was a side to Pikachu or Raichu because it looked kind of like it, but it's not.
It's
It-
a hamster.
It's the cutesy electric rodent of this generation.
Or as Manuel would say, no, no, no. No, it's not rat. It's Federico Severian hamster.
You know what? It's a electric fairy, right, with cheek pouches.
It sure is.
I
It's got
prefer
the same
Molga.
abilities as Bumblebee.
Yeah, I prefer a Molga.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be useful and competitive, and I don't think it evolves.
It's just a cutesy Pokemon, and it's one of those
And it
electric
probably
types.
sucks.
Yeah, so it's not really worth. Like the design's okay, nothing that I'm really concerned about. That's it.
It's Hamtaro time.
Basically, if Pikachu and Hamtaro had a baby, it would be Dedenne.
It makes me wonder how they're going to try and pronounce it in English, because I went with the Japanese pronunciation there.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Next up is, Clauncher?
Is that the tree one? The Ouroboros?
Oroto?
Aroto?
I don't know what... I can't think of its English name right now. I think it's what I said, but we're just going to go with Oroto for now.
Aroto. Okay. And what's the English name?
I just told you, I don't know what it is.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think it's Clauncher?
Tronja.
I just know Oroto is its Japanese name.
Okay, I don't know a ton about this Pokemon, so fill me in.
It's Rock Ghost as far as I know.
What? What?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something like Grass Dark.
Yeah, me too. I thought potentially Rock Grass, but I'm okay with it being Rock Ghost because that's
It's
a new
not
type thing.
Sudowoodo. It's not Sudowoodo.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
I might use one depending on how late in the game you can get it or how early in the game you can get it. I haven't heard anybody using it, but I know it's Ghost Rock.
Ghost Rock is really interesting then. I like that a lot better. That makes me happy. The design looks pretty neat, and I think I'll be using Honedge instead. I'm sorry, but it's the ghost sword that stabs people, and it's a ghost sword.
I'll have to wait and see when I actually get my copy. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and not use any old Pokemon, but
Me too.
that might not be the case.
If I see Numel, I think I'll use that. Otherwise, I'll just use new Pokemon. Or just Shellos. Shellos as well.
I'm torn on this generation because I kind of want to get both games so I can Nuzlocke,
Oh
since
yeah.
we know you can only have one save file.
Mm-hmm.
Which, about time Game Freak changed that, but they're not going to.
No, unfortunately.
As long as they put like a failsafe in to make it so you can't trade with yourself on the same cartridge, like,
Yeah.
say something like the GTS, then I think it'd be okay, but still, I know they just want their money, which works out in the end for them, but
It's not like you can play X and Y on the same cartridge.
yeah, that's the thing, though. I just kind of wish they would let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're not doing it because of the Pokebank,
I think
but
so.
I don't know.
I defy the point of the Pokebank.
And I guess it would also interfere with friend codes, potentially, but
Yeah.
Uh, I know that Toys R Us was running a deal where if you bought a 3DS game, you got another one 40% off.
Oh, wow.
So some people are using that as an excuse to get both.
Hmm. So,
But,
yeah.
I'm not getting both games, I don't think.
I'm just going to get Y.
I'm gonna
Why?
get both because I want to do a Nuzlocke, and I don't like doing Nuzlocks on the first run.
Or record some of your good points and put that up like the Ditto solo run then.
Eh.
Or just let me know.
I've got to find my webcam software before I can do anything.
Okay. Ditto solo run doesn't return.
I have got an episode of that recorded, but I haven't voiced over it or anything, so...
Okay. That's besides the point. So what's the next Pokemon?
Amora.
Amora. Amore. I can't
That's
remember that.
Amora. When the rock hits the ice like a...
Big piece of pie. It's Amora.
I was going to try and make a dice thing. But,
When you roll out the dice, it's a fossil.
its Japanese name is pretty close to English. I don't know why we dropped the S.
Hmm.
Amaris.
Because it's like a Morosaurus.
Yeah.
So that line is rock ice. It is a fossil. So it's a counterpart to Tyranitar. Well, we'll talk in a second. And it's got a move that's super effective against water types. That's also ice.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting poke. I'm
Oh.
not going to use it because I want to use Tyranitar, but Refrigerate is a cool ability.
I
No
just
pun intended.
realized. Oh my god. Those poor water ground types. Those poor water ground types. It's a
The
full-time
thing
weakness.
that's crippling for this, though, is that 4 times steel weakness.
Yeah, so I don't expect to see it often, which is good.
So Bullet Punch, bait.
Haha, Scizor. It's your lucky day.
Although with Refrigerate, it does get a lot more ice options than most ice types.
What does the refrigerate do? It turns normal moves into ice types, and it
Yes.
gets a bonus on top of that.
I don't know if it gets a bonus on top of that, but I know it powers up the tanks those ice types, so they get stab on them.
Yeah, I know they would get stab, but they also said something about powering up, so I'm wondering if they just mean stab, or if they just
Probably stab.
probably, which is kind of sucky. 'Cause I'd like to have like a normal type, or ice type return that did more than just return.
That and Double Edge.
Oh, double edge.
Be a lot safer than using Blizzard.
Oh, it would be. And a physical option. Unfortunately, I hope it might not get the physical stats to abuse it.
Tyrant and Tyrantrum,
My friends are excited for that, and I have to
me
say,
included.
Rock Dragon is a great combination to see. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use any of the fossils, unless I get like Leap.
Stat-wise, I'm not overwhelmed by it, but...
Is it something like Rampardos?
Let me check.
Okay.
Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I put in Tyrant-term.
Well, I guess if you're writing a paper, you better wait for your Tyrant's term.
Yeah, it's kind of like Rampardos.
Okay.
If
so,
it gets Rock Polish, it'll be pretty good, but its space speed is 75.
you know, that's a lot better than Rampardos, as far as I remember.
At least rumored-wise, because
Yeah.
Smogon did say these were 75% certain to 70% certainty.
Yeah, so not everything is confirmed.
But they do seem pretty spot on.
I
'cause
imagine that it's going to get Outrage and Rockhead and hit like a truck.
it has Strong Jaw. That's the only confirmed ability so far.
So it's going to get a whole bunch of fighting moves. So you'll see Bite, Crunch, Ice Fang, Thunder Fang.
It might get its own exclusive move too.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's true. Maybe we'll see like a Dragon Fang as a move instead of just an item.
Maybe. That'd be interesting. I'm
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to using it. I think it's one of the best designed pokes from 6th gen so far. Definitely my favorite.
I would agree. I'm not going to use it myself though.
I don't know if it's exclusive to X or Y. I've
They're
heard
not.
that it's exclusive to Y by some possibility, but I
They're
don't
not.
know.
They're standard fossils. You can
Oh,
get
okay.
either one in the game. You have a
I know
choice.
that in Diamond and Pearl they made them exclusive.
They did, and I didn't really like that so much because Shieldon was just kind of bleh. I'll
Yeah.
be fair, so was I can't even remember the first form's name. Wow. Rampardos Jr.
Shieldon?
Nope, Rampardos Jr.
Cranidos?
Yeah, Granados.
Hmm. Well, we're running out of pokes to talk about, so Esper
Esper
and
is
Meowstic.
that. I like the gender differences. It kind of reminds me of Nidoran and Nidoran.
Yeah, I'm excited to use one potentially. I'm thinking about using the female one because I like it better,
I am not going to use any of those.
and the fact that it's more attack oriented.
hmm The male one's more support oriented, which means it gets Miracle Eye instead of I can't remember. Extrasensory?
Yeah, maybe.
Extrasensory is really good.
I just like the design on it. That's more or less why I want to use it.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I know Pure Psychic isn't a great type, but who knows?
It's not a terrible type at the same time, especially since the usefulness that it has against fighting types.
Yeah, and since I mean Psychic could see a boost this generation since like Alakazam now has an option for Steel Psychics,
It does.
and it's also able to hit stuff harder with Focus Blast potentially.
Metagross. Da-da-da-da.
Although Shadow Ball will probably be its preferred attack for most Steel Psychic types,
It will. Focus Blast is more like Focus Miss anyways, so...
depending on if they change it or not this generation.
Oh, that's a
Because
good
there
point.
are some changes to moves that we will cover soon.
Right. So,
After the cat, we get the dog, Frou.
Frou-Frou, which is based on a poodle, and you can groom it, kind of like it's, you can change the physical appearance, so it's similar to like Vivillon or Spinda or Vivillon.
The stuff that they had talked about on the page for it said that changing its look could potentially change its stats, but
Oh.
don't think that's been confirmed or not.
I don't think that's confirmed, but that would be really neat if it does.
That would be a neat addition, but I'm staying away from that thing.
Yep. I'm not going to use it because it seems like a big gimmick to me.
Not to mention pure normal.
Yeah.
Really Game Freak. I mean, I know you had to have some, but...
I'd rather have Stantler. I'd rather have Tauros, but that's besides the point.
I wonder if there would be a Mega Tauros.
No, maybe.
And as far as Pokemon that have been officially released and their evolutions and stuff, that's everything except for the 2 legendaries on the front of the box.
Xerneas and Yveltal. I think that they're...
Yveltal.
Yveltal?
Yeah.
Yveltal, in Soviet Russia.
Yeah, I have to look at the Japanese pronunciation for it to actually get
Okay.
it. But
I like
I
them
like
a lot better.
Xerneas and I like Yveltal, but I'm not gonna get X as we've determined before. We're both
So
getting Y.
Yep, that's right.
And I mean they're cool pokes, but I don't really want to get Xerneas. I might get the Dex data from somebody, but I'm not really planning on getting X at all.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I like them a lot better than Palkia and Dialga.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know how they compare to Reshiram and Zekrom, but
I don't like Reshiram that much. Zekrom is pretty cool. So,
yeah.
I'd say they're better than Reshiram, less than Zekrom for me.
I'll be interested to see what Geomancy is officially capable of doing, since I don't think anybody's shown it off yet.
Oh, wasn't it the boost to fairy types? Fairy type abilities or fairy type moves? Or...
It's its move. It's its exclusive move.
Oh.
Geomancy.
Oh, never mind then.
Its ability is Fairy Aura.
That's what I'm thinking of. That's one also why I'm thinking that they might give Sylveon through the Dream World.
Potentially, although knowing Game Freak, it could be any number of things if they decide to actually go through with that.
Oblivious. That's worse
man.
than Q-Charm.
Yeah. Unless they like buffed tracked to make it so it's no longer gender
Gender-specific.
reliant, but that would also be kind of weird because that would buff the move a lot, and you'd probably see it a lot more. Which
If it
wouldn't be
was
a
not
bad
gender
thing,
specific, if it wasn't gender specific, it'd be really, really powerful.
I know that it would be politically correct for it not to be gender specific, but I think
At
it
the
helps
same time.
balance the move.
Hmm. You know, attract doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in love. Even though it
Yeah,
says
that
love, it
too.
doesn't have to be, oh, I want to do things to you. It could be like, I want to sit down and watch a movie with you and not attack you
Yes,
if I
I tell
speed.
that to all the girls I meet.
I just want to sit down and watch a good movie.
I will actually want to try that some reason, but I doubt I actually will because I don't really want to get into that with my whole school plans as far as I can
Ah,
tell.
same here.
I've got a bunch of school stuff to look forward to in the future, and I don't really need any distractions.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to mention money problems, because, school's not free.
No, it is expensive as heck. All right, so that was all the
Speaking
new.
of heck, Evital, you gotta talk about him first before
Oh yeah.
we move on to the next thing.
Dark flying, that's something that's been done before, but it hasn't been done too much as far as I remember. There's Murkrow, there's Honchkrow.
And I think that's it.
That's about it. And it's nice to see. Oh no, 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 Mandibuzz
Oh, right, I forget
and
about those
baby
guys.
Mandibuzz,
Vullaby.
followed by yes, Lullaby, Lullaby.
Vullaby and good night.
Say your prayers, 'cause I've got foul play.
I do like Evital, obviously, because that's the
Hmm.
game I'm getting, but, Oblivion Wing, I
That
have heard
sounds
things about it,
really cool.
but
That
I
sounds
mean,
better
the
than.
animation looks pretty cool, too.
I haven't seen the animation, but I mean,
I hope it's not
sounds-
a two-turn move. That would be...
that would be Giratina terrible.
yeah. Uh, as far as these guys go, I'm excited to see what exactly they can do, but I'm not going to use them on my teams
Yep.
because nobody likes using Ubers on their teams.
I don't like using legendaries on my team because I feel like you have a better bond and have more of a fun time using non-legendaries.
As far as his stats go, holy crap.
Aren't they high?
They're pretty darn high, actually.
Aren't they comparable to Mewtwo? Or
Let me check.
not
I can
exactly the
spell
same?
it correctly.
Evilt. Just like Mojang.
Oh, I thought that I was told the stats of him. His stats look pretty high from the pictures I've seen.
Okay.
So, I think both of them might end up being Uber, but,
I think
from
they'll
what
both
I'm
be Uber.
telling...
No, 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 no doubt about it. I don't think there's been any Pokemon in the front of the games that hasn't been Uber besides, Charizard and Blastoise and
Well,
Venusaur.
Black Kyurem.
Oh, it's not?
Black Kyurem's been OU for a while. It's actually pretty low OU because
Oh,
it doesn't really get that many good moves.
oh, oh. I blame Kyurem. uh,
um, I mean, people make their arguments for and against it, but I really don't think it's that broken,
okay.
personally. But we'll see with Yveltal and Xerneas. I'm pretty sure they'll be Uber.
Yeah, that's my guess if I had to.
There is a third legendary that is based on the letter Z, but we're
Oh,
not
I have
covering
not heard
that.
about that.
I've had more spoiled about it than I wanted to, but I haven't seen it yet, so we're gonna keep
Is it
moving.
Zed for Zoroark?
No, unfortunately.
I think you should just get one of those, name it Zed for Zoroark, and then just lead with a Zoroark disguised as it.
Um, as far as that goes, I'm okay with that, I guess. The names X and Y are because of the
Yeah, the
axes,
dimensions.
which
X
has
might be,
been talked about by the developers in the latest Iwata asks.
and it's also part of genetics.
Yeah, but that's not why they chose it.
No, but I mean X and Y still have an important role for genetics.
Maybe,
Hmm.
but not for these games. Gotta keep it
Nope.
straight for the kids.
We don't want to talk about gender here.
We
Are
don't want
you a
the
boy
kids
or
to
a
know
girl?
about reproduction.
Nope. That is for when they are older and can talk about it.
Allegedly, even though I honestly think they should be taught earlier,
They should.
because that would be better.
Yeah. So that's all the new Pokemon. What other changes have they had? Or significant changes?
Um, I'm going to take a break right quick, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Because, I just remembered I have something to do in, like, 20 minutes.
Oh, do that.
Yeah, I'll just pause the recordings.
Yep.
So, after totally not a long break, Let's go on to the Mega Pokemon.
Mega Pokemon are pretty interesting. They have the ability to, you can only have one per party, I believe, or one per combat. And you can Mega Evolve them on a turn without having to consume a transaction, and it gives them the advanced form. Unfortunately, restricted to items, like you have to use a specific item, and you have to do something else.
Yeah, and there's an interesting number of these guys, and they essentially bring your Pokemon to legendary level.
Well, some of them do. Some of them are, I don't know. Some of them are really interesting and really cool.
Well, stat-wise, they get boosted to be more like
Oh
legendaries.
yeah.
That's why you can only have one per team.
Oh yeah, that would be make sense. They're really cool actually, and I think that I like the concept. I just some of them feel like an excuse not to have evolutions for certain Pokemon, like Absol and Mawile.
Yeah, perhaps, but I don't know. I'm not too disgruntled about it.
The thing I really like is I really appreciate watching after, or I really appreciate it after watching Pokemon Origins. It just feels like, oh, it's like taking your Pokemon that you started with way back when, and then giving it another stage, something new to learn about something you really cared about a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just, yeah.
As far as the Pokemon that have been confirmed with them and in the public knowledge, we've got Venusaur,
Hmm.
which gets a little bit more leaves and a new flower on its head and on its butt.
Yeah. Actually, all of them are just like small additions, and some of them look really interesting, and some of them look really kind of silly.
Yes. Its Megastone. Oh, it's not Megastone. Its ability is Thick Fat, which seems like a downgrade from
I
Chlorophyll.
actually think it's an upgrade if you're looking for something that's a bit more tanky.
Well, we need to figure out its stats
That's
first.
true. It's said to get more defense and special defense.
It could be good.
So it's a tanky option for a Mega Pokemon, which actually hasn't been done a lot.
Yeah.
So it's something that I actually really like. I really like the.
Oh, regarding Pavilion, apparently you get it based on what your favorite color is set as.
Oh, oh, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting a blue one.
Me too.
Dark blue. It's true.
Um,
Yeah. So Mega Pokemon, they also gain like sometimes they get like new abilities or new stats and new some I think some they
I
get new
think the
moves.
people watching probably already know about Megapokes, to be
Oh,
honest.
probably. Well, then I'll just say that they're really interesting as a concept. I like them. I didn't know what to think about them first.
I like them, but I still wish that they had more versatility, I guess. Only being able to have one per team kind of limits the amount you can explore what they're capable of doing.
Yeah,
You could have more than one Megastone on a poke per team, but you can only transfer one of them in battle.
yeah, and then after that you're restricted. So technically you could have one on every Pokemon that you could make evolve in your team, and then you could adapt to the situation depending on your opponent. That would be interesting, but at the same time, you're giving your Pokemon by not giving them items. Say you could be missing leftovers or like a choice item or life orb.
Yeah. And Charizard has exclusive forms, which so far only Charizard and Mewtwo have been shown to have exclusive forms.
Hmm. Yeah. Charizard's got Charizard form Y and Charizard form X, right?
Yeah.
And I think that the whole basis on that was just to kind of emphasize that it was one of the most popular starters, and the fact that it's such an important Pokemon to the series, even though it's not Pikachu, very popular in the whole anime series of Ash Ketchum, and also a really high point in Pokemon Origins, which I really enjoyed watching.
Yeah. And Charizard X is Fire Dragon, so
That's
Reshiram move over.
oh look, Fire Dragon. That's something Charizard's been waiting for forever.
Yep. And
And you
its
got
ability is Tough Claws, which powers up physical moves, but no specifics on that.
it might just be a generic increase by 10% or something like that. I'm guessing.
And for all we know, it could also just power up Dragon Claw and Slash and such.
Yeah. Not really a ton. I guess it gets Flare Blitz, but Flare Blitz isn't really a claw move.
Yeah. It's more physical oriented from what it looks like, and
Oh, definitely.
Charizard Y is more stealth
Special.
oriented
Yep.
with Drought.
Oh yeah, Drought. Drought is a huge buff to it. And allows you to have another
Hmm.
weather starter without having a weather starter.
Yeah. Although things were going to get too soon.
Yep.
Blastoise gets Mega Launcher, which powers up Pulse moves, which they haven't gone into full detail about them yet, but Dark Pulse and Water Pulse
Yeah.
get
Other than
buffed by
that,
it.
I can't really think of any other pulse moves, to be honest. Um,
There's Dragon Pulse,
the
but
Dragon
those are the
Pulse.
only two that they mentioned off the top there,
Yeah,
off the top of the announcement. But it maintains a pure water type, which also Venusaur remains its normal type, and normal typing that is, and
Charizard's,
Charizard remains its normal typing for the Y form.
but the X form is something special that they had in the Pokemon Origins, which was really cool. And I think this is something they really wanted to explore. They wanted to have one that was generic, just like the other evolutions, just to be fair. But they had something special cooked up just for the anime, I think.
Hmm. Um. After that, there's Mega Kangaskhan.
Mega Kangaskhan is interesting. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's kind of broken because of its ability to hit multiple times with single moves like Fake Out and Return and everything."
And even at half the damage, it could still be devastating depending on how much power they actually do get
At half
with
the
their
damage,
buffs.
oh god, at half the damage, that's like an extra stab that can potentially pierce through substitutes
Mm-hmm.
and focus
Not
that.
to mention double fake out would be ridiculous, and double sucker punch.
Hmm. Just because of the priority.
Even if it's only like half the power, it's still a 60 base power. Well, not 60 base power, but fake out would be boosted with stab
Mm.
to
Mm.
60 base power at first.
Yep, and then
But
stab.
then you'd have the baby with half the power, but stab as well.
90. So it's like Scissor's
So,
Technician,
yeah, that could be devastating.
but this is a Technician that applies to more than just that. So you could have, say, Return. Return could get a 50% boost in power there, so you could stab 150 power, then after that, 225?
Potentially.
Wow. Wow.
As far as the other stuff, I'm pretty sure it just maintains its normal typing.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, kind of a shame in some cases, I guess, but not entirely.
I don't think so. I think that's okay by me. I don't really see it needs
It would
another
have been
type.
cool if it got a different typing, though, I think. Like,
Yeah.
maybe even just if it was a little bit different.
To be
Doesn't have to be
honest,
drastic.
I think normal ground. The only reason I think it has connections to Cubone.
I don't so much because the skull shape doesn't look that close. I remember reading on this one thing that Cubone was originally the design for Charmander,
Oh, was it? Hmm.
and they didn't like the way it looked, so as a tribute, he put the Charizard skull on its head.
Oh,
Because if you look at Kangaskhan's skull, it doesn't
it's
really look
very
anything like
different.
Cubone's. And now that Cubone, Kangaskhan's baby has come out of the pouch, you can see it's definitely not anything like Cubone.
That's true too.
So, I mean, I know that's a fun conspiracy theory with that, but I don't think it's the case.
Well, fair enough.
Especially with Marowak.
Yeah. Uh,
But it was a good theory. I know people like to talk about the whole Lavender Town syndrome, which was also fake, but
mhm.
people are still convinced. No, Nintendo hid it somehow.
No,
No, they didn't.
it's just creepy music and a creepy atmosphere. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't driving to
Uh,
depression just because of that. Otherwise, everyone would be dead.
Indeed. Next is Mega Gengar, which was recently revealed officially by Koro.
I don't know much about it. All I know is it's got big fists for punching.
It looks more like Hauntar, actually.
Hmm. What?
But that was Haunter, not Hauntar, as I
Octar.
said.
I was about to say, it doesn't get levitate back, and then I remembered, oh, I'm thinking of Duskull
Yeah.
and Dusclops and Dusk Noir.
Of course, its ability is actually Shadow Tag.
Oh, so this is levitate, but gets an ability to keep people in, so you can basically Doug Trio your way to victory.
Except for Ghost types, because Ghost types are now immune to trapping.
Oh, oh, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Um, I think that Gengar keeps its typing.
I was about to say grass poison. No, 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 ghost poison.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep.
So Gengar stays its normal typing as per usual. I had a list of the other Gen 1 pokes that were confirmed, but I'm gonna just leave it to people to find out for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mewtwo is next on the list.
Oh yeah, wait, never mind. I was like, oh, Mew. Mew will be what? Oh yeah, Mewtwo,
Uh, Mewtwo
Mewtwo X, Mewtwo
is
Y. Mewtwo X is
Mewtwo X is Gallade, but
it's Gallade.
probably better.
Yeah, and Mewtwo Y is just like
And Mewtwo Y, holy crap! The
yeah.
suspected stats of this thing are insane.
What are you, give me an example? Like the special attack I imagine is probably going to be high. What, 180 base?
194.
Oh, wow. If it gets a hit off, which means it's
And 150 attacks, so if it needs a physical move, it can still hit pretty hard.
oh.
140 base speed as well, and Insomnia. That thing is going to wreck Ubers.
Oh my god. Yeah, that thing will wreck Ubers, and they're like, oh, Darkrai with Scarf? That's what... Oh, no. No. Oh, well.
No, Darkrai, you're not wanted here.
It's like, I'm a psychic I counter psychic types because I'm dark. Like, nope. It's like, oh.
Aura Sphere to death.
Aura, Sphere, Focus, Miss, whatever you want to use.
I guess next on the list is Ampharos.
I like Ampharos. It's got a lot more hair. And it's Dragon...
Electric Dragon with Mold Breaker, confirmed to learn Dragon Pulse at least.
Mm-hmm.
And, it could be good, depending on what moves it actually gets and its stats, which I don't think I've seen anything about the speculation on that yet.
Yeah.
Next is, Tyranitar.
Oh yeah, that was just recently revealed. It looks like it's got a whole bunch more armor and everything.
It looks really goofy.
It does. Find that a lot of the pseudo-legendaries that got Mega Evolutions look really silly because it's just like you're taking something that already had like lots of spikes and you're adding more spikes to it.
Kind of like how people like to pretend Pokemon have become...
Digimon?
No,
No.
just in general, more spikes and stuff, but
Yeah.
not really the case.
No, it's not.
I still think they're really well designed, but Mega Tyranitar looks kind of silly. I'd probably never use it.
Well, it depends. If you might use it in competitive if it's useful, and the interesting point might be that it might have a different ability than Sandstream.
No,
So,
it's got Sandstream.
oh, never mind.
It has Sandstream and it retains its typing, so...
So I was hoping that maybe if you had Sandstream and then use the Mega Evolution to get like Mold Breaker, and then you'd have something crazy.
Yeah. Those are the only Gen 2 ones I can think of off the top of my head that have been revealed and are on the mind right now, so... Probably missed a few. I can't think of any other ones.
I can't think of
at
any.
the moment.
I don't think they're doing Mega Scizor.
They've thought that there was only going to be 20 Mega Evolutions, but that's been debunked
Oh no.
really recently.
I think they'd have a lot, to be honest, because it's such a huge focus. I was actually expecting Mega Evolutions for every single starter that's
Oh, I just thought of two more Gen 1 starters, not Gen 1 starters, but two more Gen 1 Mega Forms.
Mm-hmm.
Gyarados and Aerodactyl.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, Gyarados and Aerodactyl have Mega Forms.
Wow. Holy crap. Holy
I can't
crow.
exactly think of everything about them, but they do have them.
Okay, so Gyarados becomes Water Dragon, or...
I don't know, I can't remember.
Okay, we don't have
Got,
to talk about that.
Mega Aerodactyl retains its typing.
Rock Flying?
Yeah, it gets Tough Claws.
Okay, just like Charizard.
Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
And it has ridiculous speed, 150 base speed,
The Ninjask is jealous.
and 120 attack.
Oh. That could really bring it out.
From the Smogon predictions.
From the Smogon predictions. So
70% certain.
if that holds true, then that would make it really quite useful. So people might just treat it something differently than just a suicide rock lead.
Yeah.
Stealth rocks are important, but this Mega Evolution, oh, that's pretty good.
I don't remember the details on Gyarados.
Okay. Gyarados is
I
probably
think
the
it retains typing, I don't know, but I'm not going to go into it just in case I get a bunch of stuff wrong.
Yep, don't worry.
We need to probably hurry this up because we're already over an hour and probably a half now.
Okay, go. Let's go.
There's 3rd Gen, Blaziken, Mawile, Absol,
Aggron?
Bayonet, Aggron,
Wait a second. Bayonet?
Medicham.
Bayonet?
Yeah, Bayonet.
Bayonet?
Bayonet.
Wow. I kind of feel cheated that it didn't get evolution like Dusclops, but you know what? The Mega Evolution, that's pretty neat too. I'm glad they didn't leave it behind completely.
It comes out of its zipper thing, allegedly.
Oh, oh wow. Wow. That sounds like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that then. Like, yeah, you
uh,
dumped me in a dumpster, stupid children. Now I've come to get you. Oh, don't worry. You think you're safe by opening my mouth, but I'm going to Mega Evolve into a Soul Stealer or something.
quick comments on the rest of them. Blaziken gets speed boost, probably going to be banned
Yep,
because that means that it can have Baton Pass.
that's going to be part of an anime.
And yeah, it's not going to be. I don't think it'll be OU. If it is OU, it'll be banned like
Mm.
instantly.
Meh.
Because you already know how good Blaziken is, and even with the changes and stuff, it's probably not going to stay OU.
Mhm. I'll make a quick note say that I'm surprised Sableye didn't get a Mega Evolution as well to counterparts.
Hasn't been confirmed or denied yet because remember we thought there was only 20 before now,
That's
and
true.
that's been debunked.
But Mawile got one that's pretty visible.
Yes. Mawile is Steel Fairy now in both types. Huge powers, its new ability for its Mega Evolution could be
Very-
good.
Hmm.
Immune to Dragon and also very resistant to other stuff.
Yep.
Could be an amazing poke. Who knows?
Mega Absol has Magic Bounce. It's dark. Just dark?
Yeah, and more defensive, I think, a little
Something like
bit.
that. It's re-
All of its stats get a boost from what I could tell from the pictures that I've seen.
Mhm.
Garchomp is Drowned Dragon. It gets more attack and special attack, but lowers the speed a little bit.
It's just silly to see so many spikes on Garchomp. Garchomp didn't need that many sharp spikes.
He wanted to become Gothic.
I'm going to stab you with my everything. Slash.
Sand Force, which, yeah, cool,
That's good.
I guess.
Mhm.
And Lucario has adaptability
Oh yeah.
with fighting steel and could be potentially destructive with
Look,
close combat.
I don't really like all the
And
black and its design.
Vacuum Wave.
Yep,
Yeah, but I mean, this doesn't stray too far away from the original concept.
that's true.
Other ones are Abomasnow has
Oh,
been
what?
confirmed to have
What?
one.
What? Abomasnow's not being left in the dust.
Nope, Abomasnow has been confirmed for a Mega form. So
Raise the Obama jokes about Abomasnow. No.
yeah, the most amusing thing about it is Abomasnow White.
Yep.
It
Hold on.
retains its typing and its ability, but it gets major buffs to everything, and it lowers its speed, so
That's fine.
maybe Hail Room?
Hail room, hail room, hail room.
It gets 150 base special attack and 135 base attack, so yeah, with 90, 95, 95 defenses.
I would consider using that on Christmas with
It's
Blizzard.
definitely interesting. It sounds cool, and I'm looking forward to possibly seeing and using it.
I just like the fact that I can call it Mega Obama Snow.
Yeah. And as far as I know, those are the only ones that I know of right now, so we've covered all the Mega Pokes.
Well, I learned
Most of the
something
new
today.
ones, yes, I didn't really want to spoil anything for you, but that was,
That's fine.
I mean, it can't be as bad as learning new Pokemon
I'm,
entirely.
I'd rather just learn about the Mega Evolutions than new Pokemon, because new Pokemon are more interesting to me than, say, the Mega Evolutions. Not to say that Mega Evolutions are not interesting and stuff, but, I mean, new Pokemon are new Pokemon. Mega Evolutions are just takes on old Pokemon.
Yep. And with that, that's all the new Pokemon coverage that we're doing.
Yep.
Now we're just going to talk about other changes to the game and the metagame.
Okay.
Type changes you've probably already heard thousands of times, so we're not going to cover that. Fairy's cool, and I'm looking forward to using it. But there are some mechanic changes to the game that, other than what we've already talked about. Weather has been... I don't know if it's been exactly confirmed. I think it has. Auto weather moves are only 5 turns now.
Oh. Holy crow. Holy crow.
So this could potentially mean that Drizzle Swift Swim won't be banned? Maybe?
Maybe, but you know what? I think that makes it a little bit more manageable. I actually like that change.
I don't know.
And the
It's
Weather
still
Wars,
going to be annoying.
Weather
but,
Wars will still be there. They'll still be annoying, but they aren't going to be forever. 5 turns is a limit. If you can take out the
Yeah.
Pokemon, it's not like if you can take out the Pokemon that's summoning the weather, then you don't have to worry about it after those 5 turns, which is I find fantastic.
It'll make things interesting, definitely, but
Mhm.
I'm not looking forward to the potential
Swift Swim boost.
No, I won't either, but you know what? I'm happy about
But
it
people
being more
didn't like
counters.
using weather back in 4th gen due to the fact that all the weather existed, but now that
Hmm.
it's limited,
Yeah,
it probably might get used because it's automatic, but I don't
it'll be
know.
used
We'll
because
have
it's
to
an
see.
automatic switch and you don't have to waste a turn, so that saves you a lot of time.
Yeah,
I think
hazards.
the
There's been a rumor that Stealth Rock has gotten nerfed,
Wait, what?
thankfully.
They nerfed the most important move in the game.
Now, instead of doing half damage to Pokemon 4 times a week, it only does 25%.
Oh, so
And by that I
Charizard.
mean 2 times a week because, 1 time weakness, 2 time weakness, because that's how things work, right?
Mhm.
So that means that Charizard will finally come in and just lose a quarter of its health if Stealth Rock is up. So,
Hey, so that means I can use Volcarona. What?
yeah, Volcarona definitely getting a buff from that, and
Yeah,
Charizard will definitely be enjoying that.
the
Probably getting more
multitudes of big
love.
flying types.
And
Oh,
Ninetales might also get a buff.
mhm.
Well, no, actually, never mind. Actually, I think
Yeah,
it'll only do 12% to it now.
yeah, that's actually really good. That feels more in line with
So,
spikes.
Pokemon that were originally unviable due to losing half their health are going to be more viable now, and Shedinja will still die.
I'm sorry, Shedinja. I should really care more, but I don't.
So yeah, Stealth Rock being nerfed, I'm cool with that, and I'm also cool with the weather nerf,
Yeah.
except for the potential Drizzle Swift Swim madness that I'm gonna hate.
If
But,
Swift Swim gets out of control still, I think they'll ban Swift Swim. But I mean, Drizzle being like this it keeps it a bit more in check.
yeah, I I suppose. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens because like this entire metagame is gonna just completely flip over.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for it too, because I'm tired of seeing all the multitudes of weather being used constantly, and the fact that level 1 Kyogre was overpowered, but level 100 Politoed wasn't.
Yeah, well, Smogon's trying to keep the metagame as diverse as possible,
I
even
guess
though
so.
everybody was using Drizzle and Sandstorm, but
Hmm.
whatever. This possibly means that Pokemon like Excadrill might not be banned this time around,
Oh
though.
yeah, Extra Drill. I almost forgot about that one. But yeah,
But still, 5 turns is plenty. Well, 4 turns was plenty to rip through a team. Well, I guess it'd be actually. I don't know.
it'd be
Would that
four
be four
turns,
turns?
because unless you have somehow switch it in instantly and then use a U-turn.
I wonder if the rocks affect it or not.
Oh, I actually that's a really good point because Heat Rock, Damp Rock, nobody cares about the Sandstorm Rock and Ice Rock.
But with 5 turns, they would care about it.
They would, and it'd actually be a more viable option for them to equip. And I think we could really see a lot more Damp Rock Politoads.
But then we wouldn't see any Mega Tyranitars.
No, we'd see Hippowdon.
I wonder if it reactivates after you go Mega.
Hmm, that would save. Well, actually, it wouldn't really matter, would it? Because
Well, in double battles it might help.
would it really matter? Oh, actually, no, never mind. Because if you Mega evolved another turn instead of just instantly Mega evolving on the turn, you switch in, then that wouldn't be such an issue. Hey,
Yeah,
mind this.
so you'd get 10 turns essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd also be able to attack the same turn as you transform, since
Exactly.
it's confirmed.
Okay.
Other changes, moves, a bunch of moves that were 120 power have been reduced to 110.
Oh, so does that mean Double Edge or Outrage?
Hurricane got nerfed, Fire Blast got nerfed.
Oh,
A few other moves like Hydro Pump and stuff.
Blizzard.
Mostly the 120 moves have gotten nerfed.
Okay.
And an interesting change, Hidden Power is now locked at 60 base power no matter what.
Was it? It could go up to 70 base power before?
Yeah, it
So
was anywhere between 430 and 70.
okay. That's gonna hurt its damage for people who max out the IVs and such. But I think that's a change for the better because you're not left with Pokemon that have like hidden power, poison 39, like my Yan Mega.
I just kind of wish that they would have stuck with 70.
I think 70 would have been a better option, but I think they stuck to 60 just because some Pokemon that have Technician are able to abuse it a little bit more
Yeah, but there's not that many good Pokemon with Technician that can really abuse it.
with special attacks. Yeah. No, not now that come off mind.
And unfortunate news. You might want to cover your ears for this. I don't know,
Uh,
but there's no physical hidden power
oh, that's fine.
that we know of. So
That's fine.
as much as everybody's been wanting it, but with 60 base power, I can't imagine it being too good.
Unless they covered up a key weakness, unless like it was hidden power bug and you really, really hated Malamar or Celebi. or hit
The only
our
Pokemon that I could see getting a use out of it is Scissor, really. Because then
Ambipom.
it would have a good fire move, or a
Am-
good fighting
I think
move.
Ambipom would get some use out of it.
Yeah.
Weavile if Weavile had
Uh,
Technician, but it doesn't.
oh
Uh,
man, that'd be
uh,
amazing if there was a Mega Weavile with Technician or Adaptability.
Bite, Ice Shard.
Yeah. And, that's pretty much all I've heard. I haven't read any stuff into the new moves yet, but,
There's Sky Battles and Horde Battles that are,
yeah, all the stuff you've probably already heard of a
yeah.
million times before, but we just wanted to give our impressions on the new Pokemon, the new Mega Pokemon, and other stuff that we've already covered in this podcast if you listened to it this far.
I don't imagine how you listen to this while waiting for Pokemon X and Y. 'Cause it's just around the corner.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to actually get this one up, because we had recorded a beta podcast episode, but never uploaded it because it got too late and schoolwork piled up and
Oh,
other
yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So, there's that. And, I'm looking forward to X and Y.
Yeah, I am
Definitely.
too. I think there are a lot of important changes there, and most of the changes there, I don't think there are any that really disagree with me. Any ones that say, I don't think this should have been done, or whatnot. I think all the changes have either been neutral or good. So, yeah.
Another quick note is you can't transfer items from 5th gen, and Exp Share has been changed.
Alright,
to...
never mind. I take back what I just said.
Exp Share has been changed to give 100% experience to whoever's out and participating in the battles, and 50% to everything else, which
That's
kind of makes it like Exp All, but useful.
isn't that sorry, that's the experience share, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing that no wait. Didn't EXP share just give you 50%? Nope.
Yeah, originally, and you just held it on one Pokemon or multiple Pokemon,
Mhm.
but now it's just going to affect everything in your party.
Oh. 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 Wow.
And there's a rumor that shinies are easier to get. With somebody was saying that it's basically like the shiny stone from Black 2 White 2 is always activated.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
But
sorry. I was thinking shiny, so I'm like, oh, that could evolve like a Roserade or you mean Mingino, Chinchino,
I think it
Cappuccino.
was the Shining Charm. I think maybe.
Oh yeah, the shiny charm. That's what it was. I was never able to get that because you needed to fill out some ridiculous requirement.
And I never wanted to bother finishing Black 2 White 2 anyway.
Yeah, that too.
I might. And the only other thing of note I can think of is the fact that the Poke Radar is back.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
Which makes me happy, because that could potentially mean a bunch of new pokes and areas and everything, and that was one of my favorite things about 4th gen.
Oh yeah,
so...
because it introduced a whole bunch of old Pokemon in new areas, and like, well, if you had enough repels and everything, you're good at it. You go, I could go chain some Pokemon together and get some shinies.
And I certainly did, with over 100 shinies on my legit Poro cartridge.
I got 0. I found a Doduo that was shiny inside the Battle Factory, and I cried.
I've found quite a bit of shinies, but I don't know, with the changes that have been made, we'll have to see what is worthy of that game, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to end the podcast now. We're still looking for a name. Haven't completely found that out yet.
The podcast that is sitting.
No, I don't really want the word podcast in it. So if you guys have any thoughts on names or any thoughts on any of the changes and stuff, please leave your comments in the comment section, and we might read them.
I would read them.
I would read them too.
I would not listen
But
to my voice.
gotta give your fans a bit of doubt, a little bit. As long as you're not a jerk.
Ah.
But I don't even know how many people are going to watch this, so if you sat through the entire thing, round of applause for you. Sorry it was long. We didn't think we were going to go into that much depth and detail about it, but there was a lot to cover. I didn't want to go over it with like 5-minute videos for everything, so you get one giant video. I don't know if this will be up on iTunes or anything. I don't even know if this will get positive reception, so definitely leave likes and other commentary and critiques and stuff, which would be good. Shorter episodes in the future, but for now, I mean, this is a Mega Pokemon podcast, so...
This is just a special topic, special release just before X and Y comes out anyways.
Hyping the hype.
I'd like to buy your hype with my hype, and we get hyped.
So yeah, leave your comments and thoughts and everything in the comments, and you can also leave them through Twitter if you don't have a YouTube account for some reason.
I don't have Twitter.
But I have Twitter, so
Yes.
that works. If this gets big enough, I could possibly make another YouTube channel for it, but I don't see the point. And maybe if people at Show Me Your News Network like it, I could add it to their shows, the podcasts and stuff, and then it would be on iTunes.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyways, I'm Zycor.
And I'm Devmon52.
You can leave out the 52, I think.
I'm Devmon.
I don't know, is that your YouTube username? Just
That is my actually that is my username on YouTube, but it's also username on a couple other things. But usually people refer to me as just Devmon. And funny air bracket quotations.
And that'll be this podcast.
Thank you so much for listening.
Enjoyed. Yes, what he said.
Yes.
Bye. You're not going to say bye?
I'm going to say bye. Goodbye, everyone.